that the proposed expenditure be agreed to, and I call the member for Lalor.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Well, Deputy Speaker, it's an absolute pleasure to enter the chamber today to have an opportunity to ask some questions of the minister. And I note, as did the member for Barton, the department people sitting behind him, and it just highlights for me the difficulty it is in opposition. We can't get the evidence, but the government could. The government could provide us with the evidence to justify some of the crazy things that we've seen across the past 6 years. And I want to welcome the new members to the chamber who perhaps might just get a quick history lesson by attending today's consideration in detail, because all I can do in this chamber, Deputy Speaker, is bring in the anecdotal evidence of people who are walking through the door in my office that reflect the changes that this government has made to our support systems to our most vulnerable Australians. People like Aaron, a 19-year-old who applied for youth allowance and had to wait, applied in February but had to wait till July to receive 1 cent on his youth allowance. He's from a single-parent family. He turned 18 the year before, so that's the entire summer without support. The entire summer. His mother would have lost child support when he turned 18 and finished school. He's asked to wait, that family wait until July to get his youth allowance. What chance has that family got of keeping that young person at university across that 6 months? What kind of pressure are we putting on that young person and his mother to say to them, continue to aspire, have a go and you'll get a go, but we'll pull the rug out from under you because the payments you thought you would get to support your son to study are not going to get there till July. Minister, it's a disgrace. From my electorate to you, how can you justify this kind of a wait time? How can you justify a wait time for pensioners that in my electorate had gone out to 8 months? How can you justify someone at Centrelink saying to a pensioner, come back when you're down to your last $800 and we'll expedite? $800. You want someone eligible, completely eligible for the age pension, to spend every cent they've got in the bank bar $800. No emergency fund, no chance if something happens and they might need to access health support. Minister, why is this government treating all of the vulnerable Australians in my electorate like they are second-class citizens? Because that's what's happening. And I note the member previously talked about carers, and I note the minister talked about young carers. Well, Emily in my electorate is, well, compared to me, she's a young mum, a mum of 3 with a child with a disability. She was running a small business. She was running a small business with a child with a disability who was spending long periods of time in hospital. She went to apply for the carers payment. She did not get 1 cent from this government until she came to my office months later. The worst of it was, there was a 4-month wait where she waited to hear from Centrelink. She kept ringing the Werribee office. When they eventually got back to her 4 months after she first applied, she was told, although she'd provided a lot of pay slips and income, there was 1 pay slip missing. No one rang her after she made that application. 4 months she waited. Minister, why are people in my electorate waiting so long for the support that they are eligible and deserving of? And why, Minister, why has this government continually attacked age pensioners across this country? Now, yesterday I note that when asked about the pensioner supplement in question time, the Prime Minister responded that under his government, welfare goes where it is needed. Is this the minister's attitude? Does the minister consider the age pension to be welfare? Because I can tell you that in my community, we consider the age pension to be an entitlement for Australians who've worked their entire lives. Does the minister consider it that? The Prime Minister went further. He went on to say, we won't take away the imputation credits for pensioners who simply want to manage their own money. My final question to the minister is, are imputation credits welfare